English. You're going to recite a poem for this second quarter.
I'm going to recite The Duel by Eugene Field. The gingham dog and the calico cat side by side in the table sat. It was 12:30, and what do you think? Nor one nor the other slept a wink. The old Dutch clock and the Chinese plate appeared to know as sure as fate. There was going to be a terrible spat. Wasn't there, I surely state, but was told to me by the Chinese plate. The gingham dog went bow wow wow, and the calico cat replied meow. The air was littered an hour or so with bits of gingham and calico. While the old Dutch clock in the chimney place up with his hands before its face, dreaded, for it always dreaded an hour or so in the family row. No mind, I'm only telling you what the old Dutch clock declares is true. The Chinese plate looked very blue and wailed, oh dear, what shall we do? But the gingham dog and the calico cat wallowed that way and tumbled that, employing every tooth and claw in the awfulest way you ever saw. And oh, how the calico flew! No fancy. I exaggerate you. I got my views from the Chinese plate. Next morning, when the two had sat, they found no trace of the dog or cat. Some folks think that, and to this day, that the burglar stole the pair away. But the truth is, about the cat and the pup is this: they ate each other up. Now what do you think of that? No, the old Dutch clock told me so, and that's how I came to know.
Tell your favorite part that you have read so far in The Wind in the Willows.
So I'm going to tell chapter 3. So my favorite part was in the winter that was very cold, and the wind was piercing like a knife in your skin. So Mole in the last chapter asked Ratty if he could call Badger to with dinner, or to invite him, or to go to the wildwood and eat with him. But he said, like in a queer voice, and he's like scared. He said, of course, Badger wouldn't like it. He was like, he isn't that kind of guy who wants to eat with to have invitations. So though at winter, when Ratty was reading a book or writing with his feet up, Mole went to the wildwood. So he went there and he went to the wildwood. He went in and it was very nice there. But when he went to the center, there was eyes speaking and there was a whistle and then like a whistle and everywhere, then and fast and everywhere, and then he was just running around in circles. But he didn't know where Badger's house was. But they said it was in the wildwood and it was in a burrow. Then there was an ice there and then it disappeared. And then it was over there. So Ratty was calm there in this house, and then he called to Mo. Mo, where are you? Then he said, but there was no answer. Then Ratty said, I know where Mo is. He's in the wildwood. And he got his pistols and put it in and put a belt on and put it here. And then he went to the wildflowers and he pointed in every he got his pistol and then he pointed in every hole. Then he saw Mole hiding in a log, like crying. He said, Mole, where are you? Then he said, Ratty, is that you? Then he said, where are you? Then Ratty found him in the log, hollow log, hiding. Then in chapter 4, that then they were walking, finding the house of Mole, and then Mole went to the was bruised by something sharp in his shin. Then it was very clean. Then he said, "Oh, my poor shin!" And then Mole said, "Whoa, your bruise is clean. It's not like a log." Then he found a door scraper. Then he said, "A door scraper," and he found and then Mole said, "What's about the door scraper, Ratty?" He said, "Someone careless threw it. Careless." Then they found a doormat. Then they were digging and then they saw a door. Then Mole said, "Oh, Ratty, you're the smartest animal they ever found." Then just in my bruise, you looked and you found a door scraper and you found a doormat, and now here's the door. And they knocked and there's like 1 minute. Then there was open. "Never do this again," said a voice. "Who are you?" And then Rat said, "Badger, I'm with Mole here." "Oh, Ratty, come in." And then he said, we were lost in the wildwood." And then they said that he said, "Why were you in the wildwood?" And he said, "'Cause I found Mo not in his house, and I knew he would come here. Then I found your door scraper and your doormat. Then we dig, and then he found your home. Then they got tea, and then they slept in a storeroom, but with the comfortable house, bed. I mean. So the next morning, he was there was porcupine, and then he said, "Good morning, porcupine." He said, "We were lost going to school." He said, "Hello, sir." And he the 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 porcupine always said, "Sir." Then he said, Rat said, don't don't sir me so much." And he said, "Where is Badger?" "Sir, he's studying, and they're supposedly not to disturb him." Then they just cooked their supper, and then they found beaver or otter. Otter. He was said. Then he said, "Oh, Ratty, I found you. One day you weren't in your home, and I knew you would be in Badger's house." And they ate, and then Ratty was he lives in the water, so he does it underground. So he was walking up the stairs and down, up the stairs, down. But Badger and Mole were exploring, and then there was a story that Badger said that long ago there were people here living. And then they showed rooms, many rooms. And then the people went in, and then they moved out again. They were living here like a house. Then nobody went here, so Badger went here. So I went here. Then Badgers all came here. Then Ratty was walking up and down because he was restless because he wasn't in the water. That's all. Okay, so I'm gonna read a part of Andersen's fairy tales. I'm in Thumbelisa, but I'm just gonna read a part. There once was a woman who wanted very much to have a wee little child, but had no idea everywhere she could find one. So she went to an old witch and said to her, "I do wish to have a little child. Will you tell me where I can get one?" "Will soon arrange that," said the witch. "Here is a barley corn. It is not at all the sort of which grows the farmer's field, or the fowls are even given to eat. Put it in the flower pot, and you'll see something, I promise you." "Thank you," said the woman. And she gave the witch 12 silver pennies. Went home and planted a barley corn. At once a beautiful flower grew up, which just like a tulip, but the leaves were all folded tightly together. If it were still budding, it was a pretty flower. "That's a pretty flower," said the woman, and she kissed the lovely red yellow petals.